Morning, Jules here from Joolsedesigns and JT Creations. So today what we're going to do is out of book scraps and, well, book pages and scraps of paper, we're going to make an over the page pocket. Now normally I would make an over the page pocket over that way, and in the past I have done them that sit over and we have a pocket on one side and a scrap pad on the other side, or you can have a pocket both sides. So that's what we're doing today. I've not done one for ages and I thought it's about time we started. So first of all, I just need to, because I don't want it wider, so I'd probably about 5 inches wide, 4.5 at the shortest, and 5 inches down, so that's 10 inches, which it looks like it's going to have to be the Scottish Law book. So what we'll do is, what we can do is we can take that out of there. Right, now I'm going to cut these off. I'm going to cut them down to 4.5 inches, so I'll be back in a second. Alright, so I've done 4 3/4, and I think that's quite let me have a look. Yep. Okay. And I think, yeah, we'll use that one. So I'm going to stick that one on there, and I'm going to lift, or should I just carry on with these? Yeah, we'll carry on with these. So what I'm doing is I'm just taking that over, and it's just to give it a little bit of extra support. I can't that's a mess. I'm at the end of it, but there's, you know, there's always a little bit, tiny bit in the bottom, and I'm not wasting it. So I'm spreading it on like butter. And that's fine. And do we want that one behind? Yeah, I think we'll have it behind. So I'll see if I can get some. We can use my scrapey card. To spread it on. And I'm putting it up at the top. That's it. And I'm just using my and what I want is I want another pocket in there, and I think that's where we'll come in with that one. I know it's a little bit smaller, but it doesn't matter. Have a look at that. Yeah, that'll do. So I'm just going to fold that in half. I'm sorry, I don't really measure on these things. I just go by what looks right to me. And if it looks right to me, then I'm happy with it. And at the end of the day, that's basically what it's all about. Again, I'm just turning that over. And I'm just going to run some of this. So if you come to the end of your glue stick and you've got that bit in, you can just use a stirrer to get it in. Yep. And what I want is just some notches. Now, I normally guess it, but if you want the middle, you just put your two corners together, nip that, and then you've got the middle. Now, I just put that over there. Don't want great big huge notches. I just want little tiny bits. I think we're going to have to go in a little bit more with that one. And it doesn't matter that it's a little bit smaller, and that'll look quite nice over the page. And we're just going to decorate it up with some flowers because it is the summer days. Some butterflies, ink and stuff like that. So what I am going to do is I am going to ink around the edges. I'm using Vintage Photo. And I go from, I've got the walnut stain, I've got the tea dye, any brown, it doesn't even have to be brown. You can, oh, why am I doing that bit? Julie, any colour. I mean, I could do it in pink because the theme of the digital that I'm using is pink, summer days. Just put that on there, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to check where I want this. Sorry. So yeah, I think that's about right. So we want a thin bead of glue up here. And my glue's decided not to work. That's it. It was just taking its time coming out. It has been on its side all night, so it should. But there again, I am trying to use it. And I think it's plain silly persons with me. That's it, it had a wee plug in it. And we're sticking that down. And then here, just the two sides, thin bead of glue up both sides. You can stitch these, and I probably will stitch them, but if you don't have a sewing machine, don't worry about it. Just make sure that it's well and truly glued. And there we have our 2 pockets. Now on this side, just going to make sure that we want a little scrap pad. And what I want to do is, I've got some papers here. And a scrap pad is just for basically a scrap pad. So I'm just wanting some different types of paper. That you can scribble notes on. You might have some, this is some cabbage dyed paper. I'll rip some of this off. Ooh. Didn't do that very well, did I? Take that out of there, move that there, and we'll have another go. We can keep the scrappy doodly one on as well. And what we'll do is we'll put that one over there. And we'll do that. Okay. Now what I want is I want that to stick on there, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little sort of like piece over the top that will match in with the journal. So I'm going to get my crocodile out, because I am going to put a grommet in that. In fact, what I might do is I might put 2. Use the big side, Julie. There we are. And want to catch both these like short bits of paper. And I'm just using silver grommets, because it's probably going to get covered up. I'm not sure yet. If it looks nice, I might keep it on the outside. Now, I got these grommets on Amazon, and I did ask for the size of my crocodile, but they're just a wee bit tight getting in, which I suppose is a good thing. They're not We Are Memory Keeper grommets. Just let me get these over so we can see what we're doing. Put that in there because we want to ink some bits and pieces. Now, so we've got that side, and then we've got this side, and I think what we might do is put that down there. But before we attach the pad, what I am going to do, I'm going to put the mechanism in that will keep, because what I want to do is I want to put paper clips in, so that when you put it over the page, it stays nipped in. So I've got some large paper clips here. I've got some very large paper clips, but no, I'm not going to use that one. I'm just going to use these large ones. And I'm just putting that one over to that side, that one over to that side, and then we'll put, and I wasn't sure whether to put this inside or outside, so that's going to have to go in there like that. So yeah, so I am going to use a bit of Fabri-Tac. Just round the paper clip on this side. I might as well just do it all. And then we'll just, and this is just a scrap bit of paper that I had from my Fairy Dell kit, and it had eco-dyed papers on the back, so I just stamped it with a stamp that I had that was just want to make sure that that is in there. And then again, right, it's a little bit caddywonked, but never mind. I wanted it more in the middle, but it's not. And this one we want on here. Now, I can't put a grommet in there because that goes right into, in fact, we can put a grommet in there. We can put tiny grommets in there. I'll try. And I've got some tiny grommets here. By tiny grommets, I'm using the smaller side of the, I'm using the 1/8. And I'm just looking for another silver one. And turn that over. I think it's that one. Squish that in. Squish that in. Now, because I've put that there, this bit is going to stick out above the journal. So what we're going to do is we're going to make like a tab. So we will cut it down, but that will do in a minute. Those holes don't match up, but that's fine, because what we're going to use is we're going to use some twine. And it doesn't matter about twine, where it goes or where it doesn't go. I've got some bits of twine in here. I think that's maybe not long enough. But this one is. So I'm putting it through there, through there, through here, through here, and I'm just going to tie it in a bow, and then I'll cut it, and that saves me having to unravel the knot that it's got itself into. Okay, so we'll shove that over there. So we've got this. We've got our scrap pad, which I'm quite pleased with. And we've got our pockets. So now we're just going to decorate them. Now I've got a oh, this is part of a fussy cut that I made from the fairy journal. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it across there. We'll leave that there and we'll stick that on there, I think. Or should we stick it down here? Quite like it up here, but I can't stick it on that because I don't want it, and that would look nice. Coming out of the journal. Yeah, I'm going to stick it in there. So I am going to use fabric tack just to I can put more glue on it when I get it down. So as I said, we were making a tab. And we'll stick that down there. Okay, so that looks quite pretty there. And I've got some other bits and pieces here. I've got some Artymaze butterflies and I've got some of my butterflies, and I think I'm going to use some of my butterflies. I would like to have them where the wings stick out, but in a journal it's just not feasible because the pages get squished and your butterfly will just get squished down. So It's just better if you do that. So we'll have, that's one of my butterflies. What else have we got? I've got some cards. We've got some embossed postage bits here. I think we'll have that there. And I might have another little bit of vellum. Yes, we have. Have I got that? And a little bit of vellum just to go with the cluster at the top. Now we're going to put it there. And I'm just going to put some glue in there. And some glue down here. Now, I'm just going to re-stick that down. That one stayed down, that one stayed down. And I think we're going to have, that's part of the scrap pad, so that's to write on. But I think we will have some vellum here, some embossed vellum. And it's just dark glitter glue I'm using, so we'll put that there. And there is a video showing where I made these clusters. And this is just the bottom of the cluster that we cut off. And this is a bit of the netting. Now I'm going to go back with this one. Just a thin line of glue just to get it back on. And then I think we'll use a tiny Artymaze butterfly. Whoops, I'm throwing my scissors about. I'm just taking the and I'm just inking round the edges. I think we'll have it that way. And I think what I might do is I might put this right to the edge, because You don't have to take the string out. All you have to do is open it and put your new scrap pad on. Okay. And I'm just going to take off the corners of this. And ink round it. And ink round it again, this side. Just going to ink round the pad. And then what we'll do is we'll put it in the journal and see what it looks like. So we pick a page where we want it. I think I might put some ribbon or something on there, or sorry about the hand. Yesterday I was giving you head shots. Today I'm giving you arm shots. It's just that everything's the other side of the table. It's all nice and neat, and well, until I've been crafting for about 10 minutes and then it's all on my table. Yeah, I'm going to do this. And then we just pop that in, whoops, pop that in there and just press it down. And then it already looks as though it's got stuff in it, but then you've got your, you can put your journal cards in. You can put your photographs in. You've got your scrappy pad on the back. And then what we do is, well, so the book page, I'm looking for a nice page in here. Right, so we'll use this. This is some tea and ink dyed paper. And then we just put that on like that. Because it's got the 2 paper clips. That's as far as it will go. So when you've got your journal down, you've got these bits sticking out. And I quite like that because you can put it the other way. You can have your scrap pad. If you want, you can put some more bits and pieces up here and decorate it a bit more. But there you are. You can put it in the middle if you want. And there we have it. So I quite like that. It's a long time since I've done one. It's probably a year since I've done one. I'm trying to think what journal I did it in. Probably was my bee journal, which was one of my earlier journals. But yeah, and that looks quite pretty. And we've got the, yeah, this is a bit swingy, but I mean, if you wanted, you don't have to have it with string. You can actually fix it down. You could actually put like a belly band on there to slot that over. It's entirely up to you. So I hope you get something out of that. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.